Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studios, it's The Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I am Dave Ramsey, your host. Dr. John Deloney, Ramsey personality, best-selling author of the book Redefining Anxiety, is my co-host today. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Kelly starts this hour in Colorado Springs. Hi, Kelly. How are you?
Hi, Dave. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up in your world?
Well, my question comes around the insurance, the term life insurance. My husband and I went through the endeavor to get insurance, and I did not get approval for insurance. And so I'm wondering, what is your recommendation going forward? I had cancer in 2017 and lost a brother at 29, and my mom has a pacemaker since she's probably been in her mid-40s. So, health-wise, I know that I'm risky, but what is your recommendation?
The pacemaker in your mom is not the deal breaker. It's the cancer from 17. And the further you get away from that with a clean bill of health, the more insurable you'll become. So your journey with Xander is not over. You just got your first. Okay. You just got your first no. And circle back with them and ask them to check with the underwriter and find out at what point they would look at your situation, because they can insure past cancer. Now, maybe not since 17, but maybe it's 5 years instead of 3 years or whatever, okay? So we need to learn that as a guideline, number one. Number two, the only way you're going to get insurance is where there's no medical involved, meaning you don't have to sign anything or make any statements about health, and those are called guaranteed issue policies, and they're usually small policies, and they are usually about 5 to 10 times more expensive than regular term insurance. And so where you have seen them is like if you've ever seen, like when you open up a checking account at the bank, they'll send you a thing, or your mortgage company will send you a thing that says you can buy mortgage insurance to pay off your mortgage if you die. Those are typically guaranteed issue policies. That's one of the larger ones you could buy, and you can go get that one if you've got a mortgage. Which would be really helpful.
Yeah, we do have a mortgage.
Yeah, you can probably get that. Call your mortgage company and ask them if they sell mortgage life, because they love to sell it. They make a lot of money on it. It's 5 to 10 times too expensive, but it's a way to get your mortgage paid off in the meantime, and you can cancel it later. You don't have to keep it forever. If you become qualified, 2 or 3 years from now, you get a full regular Xander term insurance policy that's less expensive. You can cancel this crap. But you've seen it with your checking account, $10,000 insurance. You can just pick it up, sometimes even on the back of a magazine, or sometimes an association you belong to with your professional career will send you something, and it's a $20,000 policy, a $30,000 policy, a $10,000 policy. Sometimes people will get 3 or 4 of those, kind of stack them up. It's an inefficient way, an expensive way to buy insurance, but at least you've got some. Meantime, you're getting out of debt, and you're piling up cash and reaching towards self-insurance so that if something happened to you, you wouldn't actually need any insurance because the kids are grown and gone, there's a pile of cash and no debt, then he'd be okay without your income. But the mortgage life is probably the biggest chunk you could knock out, and then just stay in the game. Don't just say, well, I can never get life insurance because I once had cancer. That's not true. It's just that your cancer-free date is too recent because, basically we all know that life insurance is priced or issued based on probability of death. So as you get older, it's more expensive. You're more likely to die if you're 60 than if you're 40, statistically speaking. And same thing if you've had cancer than if you hadn't had cancer. And so when you do get it, it's going to be double what regular term is, but it'll still be less than the other insurance I'm recommending right now.
So what is so Sheila and I, we redid our wills over Christmas. As a part of just our annual planning and discussions, and she's transitioned in the last couple of years to staying at home for a season instead of working. And what's your recommendation for like a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home dad when it comes to life insurance?
In a middle to upper income family, I put $400 on them.
Okay.
With the idea being that it would create $30,000 to $40,000 worth of income off of that much invested to hire Mary Poppins.
Okay.
Because we got to hire Mary Poppins if something happens to Mama.
Right.
And you know, in other words, we're putting an economic value on a stay-at-home mom.
Right. Right.
What it would take to replace the duties that she has: driver, tutor, maid, chief cook and bottle washer, chef.
Yep. And I'm in a position where, I mean, y'all would walk through that season. If something happened to Sheila tomorrow, y'all would walk through that season with me. But there's millions of men or women who have to go to work on Monday. Yeah. Right? I got to be there, right? Yeah. Or I'm working on the clock or something. So every moment I stay home. So that's good. That's good advice. I didn't know what the number would be. Yeah,
and you know, let's say your household income, let's say we got a stay-at-home mom, the husband makes $35,000. Okay, well, the average household income in America is $59,000.
Okay.
So this is a lower income, a lower below average. Okay, then you'd probably put $250 on her, because you would have a different level of not to say she's not as valuable at home as someone else, but you would just expect a different level of service and care from the people that you hired to come into your home.
Okay.
It's that kind of situation. So, plus I'm trying to not spend so dadgum much money on life insurance,
that's right.
If I can. That's the idea. But yeah, so typically, folks, we tell you to have 10 to 12 times your income on you. So if you make $50,000 a year, either one of you, if you had 10 times, that'd be $500,000. 12 times would be $600,000. And so if something happens, the spouse has $600,000 to invest. If they invest that at 10% for round numbers, that's $60,000. And so you're making 50, you got, so you don't want to buy too much. You have to sleep with one eye open, right? But you want to have enough invested that without touching that amount, the income off of it replaces the income of the one who died.
I love it.
And that way the family can go on, and it changes everything. And the most mind-blowing, tear-jerking stories over 30 years of doing this are not 65-year-olds who died. It's 27-years, 32-years with a brand-new baby. And
Dave, I've looked at those folks in the eye.
They got $1 million, or they don't.
Yep. And
because of the cost of a pizza.
That's right.
A month.
And they ask you that question.
Term life insurance from Xander is about as noble a product as I know of. It's really important.
It's a safe place to land.
Yeah. This is The Ramsey Show. Let me tell you a story about two families that are very much alike in a lot of ways. Both families have two working parents and a couple of young kids. Each has debt and has struggled to make ends meet, but they're starting to make headway with their budgets and smarter decisions with money. They have dreams and plans, and the only real difference is that one family has the right amount of term life insurance and the other doesn't. Big difference. If one of the parents die, and that does happen, their well-being would be destroyed. That's why every day I talk relentlessly about getting term life insurance. Go to Xander.com or call 800-356-4282. If you feel like you should have made more progress on your debt by now, I understand. When it comes to paying off debt, sometimes it feels like all grind and no reward. Here's the thing. When you try to do it on your own, you're more likely to fall back into bad habits. That's why when ish happens, you stop making progress. And that's why you need Ramsey Plus. Ramsey Plus is our step-by-step money plan that will give you the accountability, the encouragement, the practical tips that you need to pay off your debt faster than you can do on your own. When you have someone in your corner cheering you on, You make the tough choices that get you where you want to be. Ramsey Plus helps you go from ish to all in, so you can finally keep more of your money. To start your free trial of Ramsey Plus, just text the word trial to 33789. A free trial by texting trial to 33789. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Dr. John Deloney, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Jen is with us in Orange County, California. Hi, Jen. Welcome to the show. How can we help?
Hi, Mr. Ramsey and Dr. Deloney. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure.
Me and my husband have a life household money question for you. We have a couple of different options for me potentially starting to work part-time that we're considering, and we wanted to get your opinion if we've considered all of our options and what is the best way to maybe test those options. We are on baby steps 4, 5, and 6, and we're both working right now, and we love our careers, but more recently I've just felt a tug to want to be at home more. We have 2 kids, a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, and we've also realized that how much work there is for managing a house and the cooking and the laundry and the appointments. And so the 2 options we're really looking at is me going part-time when the 5-year-old goes to school next fall, and we can still pay off the house in a little less than 15 years if we do that. The other option we're looking at, because we really want the freedom in getting the house paid off, is to suck it up for like 3 years and pay off the house, and because then I wouldn't really have to have the option to work maybe. But that would mean maybe doing more of a baby step 3B, 4-ish, and bringing the retirement down to maybe the company match. So those are the 2 options we're considering. And just
what do you make?
Together we make about
No. What do you make?
165.
You make 165.
Yes.
What does he make?
About 135.
What does he do?
He's in finance for a local restaurant company.
And how old are you guys?
We're 37.
Okay. What do you do?
I work for a medical device company in regulatory.
And you can do that part-time?
I think I have options, even if the company I work at currently wouldn't be willing to do it. I think I know enough people in industry, or could potentially consult if that company or another company wouldn't hire me. But I'm
okay, so if you went part-time, how much does it cut your all's income? You're from 165 to what?
About 80.
So about in half?
Yep.
Okay. If I'm in your shoes, I'm going part-time in September when the 5-year-old goes to school.
Okay.
The way I decided that was, this is not a question of financial well-being. This is just a question of how fast you get rich.
Yeah.
You cannot have those years back.
Yeah, I'll trade getting rich a little slower for you to be there with the 5-year-old when she comes home making her cookies, or whatever the scenario is you want to do.
Yeah.
That's quality of life.
It's hard to hear that. Okay.
That's quality of life. Well, the thing is, you get tremendous satisfaction, and you're tremendously good at your job. You don't hate your job.
No, not at all.
You're a professional woman. I mean, you're killing it. And so you're really trading something that you love for something that you love more.
Mm.
And Jen, you need to know, and like I'm telling you, like you don't know this, there is an entire industry, there's an entire cultural ethos that is against women having peace, period. So if you are at work crushing it at 165, you and your husband are just sailing through life, there is a part of that culture that's going to tug on you and say, why aren't you at home?
They're going to shame you for not being home with the baby. Yeah.
And you're going to then you're going to take a half pay cut, still making double the average U.S. salary. You're going to go home, and there's going to be an industry telling you, seriously, what kind of modern woman are you?
You walked away from that career. What's wrong with you?
You hate your family financially.
So there's a moron out there somewhere to shame you no matter what you do.
Right. And so here's what you have to do as you make this transition. And I'm speaking from somebody, we've made the same transition in my house, okay? You've got to get a couple of people around you that are going to be able to walk alongside you as you make this transition. You're going to have to learn new skills. And most of us don't think I have to learn skills on how to run a household. I can just, quote unquote, take care of my kids. It's more complex than that. You got to learn some new things, and you got to have people around you that you can reach out to and say, today sucks. And I love my kids, but I don't like them today. And that aren't going to judge you and say you're the worst mom and we're going to send you mean cards and pray for you. But they're going to laugh and send you funny memes, and you're going to go on with your day. And then there's going to be people who are going to pick you up on the work side of it, and. But you got to have folks who walk alongside you. Dave, I know too many folks who go home to follow this call to be at home with their kids, and then it just is a silent vortex there. And they get lonely, and they start doubting, and then they start looking online, and then everybody's telling them what a loser they are, and they made the wrong decision. And it's hard. You got to have people walk alongside you when you do this.
This is when you learn that Facebook friends are not friends.
They're not your friends. No.
They're not real.
They're not.
They're not real friends.
No. Gosh. They're not.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Jen, go home.
Go home. And it's going to be hard and worth it.
Use that wonderful brain that God gave you to be a world-class mom while you're doing consulting or whatever it is you. And here's the other thing. You've done all of your projections as if your income is linear and his income is linear, and it's not. You're both in professional careers. Both of you are going to see your incomes go up, even if you're working part-time, and he's continuing to. So it's not a 15-year versus a 3-year. It's a 3-year versus a 8 or 10-year.
Yeah.
You're going to get there.
Good for you.
Really, really good question. Really good question. Mike's in Philadelphia. Hey, Mike, welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey, Dave. Hey, John. How are you guys doing?
Great. What's up?
I had a quick question just generally around motivation. My wife and I, we had our kind of never again moment about 2 years ago. Had around $250,000 in student loan debt plus a mortgage.
Good Lord.
And she had then lost her job, and she was about 60% of our income. So we then kind of made the decision, we got to buckle down, and we said we got to pay off the debt when she gets back into it. We really paid off a lot of debt over the past 2 years, even with her being out of work, but just having generally just trouble with motivation, especially with the holiday season. We want to spend some money on our kids and a few other things, and just trying to need a little bit of advice.
You evil guy wanting to spend money on your kids. What's wrong with you? Of course you need to spend some money on your kids.
Yeah.
And, of course, you've lost you're not having as much progress as you thought you were going to have because you lost her income. Those are realities, man. Mm-hmm. That's not a loss of motivation. That's a loss of mathematics. That's okay.
Yeah. You're not broken, brother. It's good.
No, and luckily she did get a new job, and like I said,
she'll get a new job, and then you're going to get you're going to be able to plow again because you got a tractor again. You get moving again. But right now you're kind of slow, and that's just kind of your reality. It didn't mean you quit, and it doesn't mean you lost your motivation. It means you lost your income.
That's right. When you're running a marathon, sometimes you stop and you get that water station, right? And you slow down a little bit and you get the water. You're not losing your desire to finish. You got to slow down for a minute, and then you're going to pick back up, and then you're going to start running again.
Yeah, it's nutrition. And, what you're facing is exactly the way you should be feeling. You're going to do great.
Get your kid a Christmas gift.
Amen. Folks, there's a shortage of homes for sale, and competition is at an all-time high. Call my friends at Churchill Mortgage and get certified and secured. That means you'll be underwritten up front, and your rate will be capped while you shop. If rates drop before you buy, you'll get the lower rate. Go to ChurchillMortgage.com or call 888-LOAN-200 to apply today.
This is a paid advertisement. NMLS ID 1591. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Equal Housing Lender. 1749 Mallory Lane, Suite 100. Brentwood, Tennessee 37027.
Dr. John Deloney, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. This is the Ramsey Show on the debt-free stage. Right here in Ramsey Solutions lobby, Raphael and Jessica are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
How you doing, Dave?
How are you?
Welcome.
How you doing, John? What's up, brother?
Where do y'all live?
We live in San Antonio, Texas.
Awesome. How much debt have you paid off?
$76,000.
Woo! How long did this take?
17 months.
Wow, you kicked it. And your range of income during that time?
From 60,000 to 104.
Now, there's a bump.
We went to school. She got a job. And
Look at you throwing her under the bus. Come on.
she got a job because I'm a disabled veteran. So she was usually just at home taking care of me. And then I was like, hey, you got to get out there, start making some money for us so we can pursue what we really want to do in life. You know?
I love it. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, man.
So what kind of debt was the $76,000?
Oh, it was a lot. Man, I bought a car. Well, I originally bought a truck without telling her. Yeah, I didn't listen.
Ooh.
Yeah. I bought a truck without telling her.
Jessica, how do you live through that?
I don't know. He's still here.
The doctors are
still here.
amazing, huh?
You're
still
just
here.
a sweet lady. That's all
Doctors
it
are
is.
amazing.
I'm still here. So, yeah, I did that. And then we thought we needed a family car because we had our second child at the moment. So we bought a new 2018 Dodge Journey.
Sure.
Traded in the truck for that. So it was like negative equity into the new one. We paid $40,000 for a $27,000 car. That went, what do I say that?
Underwater?
We were underwater. We went upside down in that within like 6 months.
Wow.
In the last 5 years, I got scammed. We blew $27,000 in a furniture store in like 2 minutes. That was awesome.
Like you're on a game show.
It was awesome, Dave. We did that, and then we just got sick and tired. We had our second child, and then we was making all this money. It was like $60,000 at the time. We had nothing to show for it. So I got mad. I was like, I started calling some of our companies and say, hey, can we postpone these bills?
Uh-oh. Can
we do it 3 months out? Because we just bought a house at that moment too. So it just felt like every time the money came in, it went out on the second day of the month. So we were just eating ramen noodles at the time just to make it by, trying to make ends meet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucked. I hated it. I didn't like it.
You're eating ramen noodles at a really fancy kitchen table, huh?
It was nice. It was a really nice table. It was glass. All that, you pull it out, it rotated in the middle and everything. It was nice.
And those ramen noodles tasted just the same, right?
It was really good. We had the shrimp flavor, the chicken. Man.
All the different powder packets.
All of them. It was nice. It was nice.
What did you do when you got disgusted?
We had a talk. We originally went to Financial Peace in California. That's where I was stationed, Camp Pendleton. So we originally had it there, but we were still doing Dave-ish. We didn't have an accountability partner or anything.
So you
that.
flunked?
We flunked the class. Yeah,
Okay.
we never even got the certificate. So it was sad. We left. We moved to San Antonio, and then we met this great church called CBC. We met friends there. Started a small group, and then they seen a book in our house. Like, hey, what you doing with the Dave Ramsey book, man? Can I borrow it? And then they got serious about it. That became our financial accountability partner. And then we just started in January of last year, and we just been booking it.
Okay, so you knew what to do. You just had to go back to it.
Yeah, we knew what to do, and we
Good.
needed an accountability partner. Otherwise, we would just still spend whatever we want to.
Keep you out of the furniture store. Stay away from the furniture. Yeah,
Hey, it's nice furniture, Dave.
All right, so Jessica, we haven't heard from you. Tell us about your experience in this journey.
It was really rough. For a good while, I just kind of had to sit him down and talk to him and tell him that I felt like he was dragging me. But we came together, and like he said, our accountability group just kind of helped us through the whole process, and now we're here.
So you didn't mind your financial situation. You liked that furniture.
I did.
You liked that new car.
I did at the time.
Okay.
But it was, like he said, it was just ramen noodles. So.
Oh, money. Yeah.
Oh, money.
Yeah. Well, way to go. Now that you did it, you're the other side of it. Talk to somebody who has taken the class years ago and fallen off the wagon, so to speak. And what does it feel like to get back on it and go, okay, now game on?
Well, it's excited. After seeing the first debt go away, doing the steps, do the smallest first and then do the largest. It was just motivating, just checking it off the list on the refrigerator. I would say to them, just don't give up. Stop eating out, because you might eat out small, but like those little purchases add up throughout the month. And we noticed that we were spending like nearly $800 on like food, just eating out and stuff like that.
Yep.
So we stopped eating out, had the accountability partner, and we just stayed focused. Like we knew what we wanted for our kids. That was our why. We didn't want them to relive a family curse of just being broke all the time. I didn't like it, so I want to set them up for financial peace. That's why we did it. We had a really strong why.
And you did. You did. You broke the chain, didn't you? You literally changed your family tree. That's pretty cool, man. I'm so proud of you.
And bigger than the money.
Very well done.
You taught those two kids what a married couple can accomplish when they come together. You taught your kids what it looks like to submit to accountability partners. You changed everything about their future, brother.
Yeah, because they were watching you the whole time.
The whole time. They absorbed all of it. They absorbed all of Mama's temper tantrums.
It was a lot.
All of it.
Yeah.
She was upset with me. We had a lot of fights along the way, but it was worth it. She was like, "You're all about the money." I'm like, "No, I'm not." Because every time we got paid, it was like, "Hey, let's throw it here, let's throw it there, let's get rid of this one, let's get rid of that one." Because I was just motivated by just seeing that big pile of debt just disappear every month. Man,
I'm so proud of you guys.
Well done. Very, very well done. So, what are the secrets to getting out of debt? You got a big why, and that's obvious. What are the secrets?
Sell a bunch of stuff.
Sell everything inside.
Sell everything. We sold the entertainment system. We sold the car.
The couch.
We sold the couch. We don't even have a couch anymore. That's crazy. We sold that dining room table. Everything we bought with
the glass dining room table.
The glass dining room table
with the spinny thing in the middle. He sold it.
Sold it all. So like,
I love it.
We sold clothes. We sold shoes.
You know, when there's something that switch that flips, and you go, it's just stuff.
It's just stuff. Like that, we were selling plasma.
It was
crazy.
I want
we were selling plasma.
We're selling.
I want my family tree changed more than I want a glass table with a spinny thing in the middle.
Hey, it was worth it.
I mean, that's like the opposite of shallow, right?
Yeah, it is.
Well done.
I don't want to live inside of one of the greatest culinary cities on earth eating ramen noodles, right?
Oh, man. No, you don't. No,
I want to get some good food in San Antonio.
Yeah. Hey, man, my mouth is watering. So
Mine
you did
is
that.
too.
You did that. We going to get the kiddos into the debt-free scream?
Let's do it.
All right. What are their names and ages?
This is Raphael Jr. and Leonardo. I'm trying to stick with Ninja Turtles.
There you go.
I need two more.
Very good.
Two more.
All right. Lots of Ninja Turtle action here. All right. $76,000 paid off in 17 months, making 60 to 104. But the most important thing was the family curse has changed. The family tree has changed. And you're looking in the guy's face, the gal's face who changed it right here. They did it. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1.
We're debt-free!
Oh, man. You give honor to where you came from, but you don't have to repeat where you came from.
That's the magic, right?
You don't have to repeat the things that they did that were wrong. You can change your family tree.
You can honor people and recognize
there's not a curse that can't be broken.
They didn't have the tools. I've got them.
A curse can be broken with the truth.
Yes. And the action.
And when you put the truth and the action in place, you can change it. This is The Ramsey Show. Our scripture of the day, Romans 8:24 and 25. For in this hope we were saved. Now hope that is seen is not hope. For who hopes for what he sees? But if we hope for what we do not see, we wait for it with patience. John Maxwell said, the pessimist complains about the wind, the optimist expects it to change, and the leader adjusts the sails. There we go. Just lead.
Will you say that again? Because all of us need to hear it.
The pessimist complains about the wind. The optimist expects it to change. The leader adjusts the sails. And as we throw it around, as we say it around here, just throw your shoulders back and lead.
Please.
Leaders that don't know how to lead are not leaders. How's that for deep? How's that for deep?
That's the most profound thing I've ever heard in 48 hours.
No, I mean, really, these, we put you in these positions. God help us, putting up with you politician idiots, and then, God help you. You work for one of these wussified publicly traded companies where they just are sitting around paralyzed and frozen and will not lead. Oh, God. It's so aggravating.
Or if you're sitting at home and you won't get a will, or you're letting your kids run your house, or wherever you are.
Vision in your life. Have a vision in your life. Have enough care and concern about yourself to bother to lead.
Lead. And start with a mirror, man.
That's it.
Start with a mirror.
That's it. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Kathleen is in San Diego, California. Hi, Kathleen. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. How can I help?
So we were toying with the idea of selling our home right now because it's worth a lot more than I ever thought it could be.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted your opinion on if that was a smart move or not, and then to rent for a little while while we wait to see what the market does.
If you're going to stay in the area,
we don't want to long term, no.
Well, I'm not talking about long term. I'm talking about short term. I mean, if you're going to stay, then you have to believe in the area, and if you believe in the area, then you should own real estate.
What if the time frame is like 6 to 12 months?
Why is it 6 to 12 months?
Well, we're just actively looking to maybe go out of state and exploring some transfer opportunities with careers.
Okay. Well, what if they don't come through?
I would be very disappointed.
And you'd be homeless.
And homeless, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah. You would have sold your expensive California house and be living in expensive California rent.
That is true, yes.
Yeah.
How much of this do you want to leave? And there's something psychological about selling your house that feels like that's a couple of, you don't have a job, you're trying to make an emotional move before the reality is setting in.
Is there something else driving this? Just the political climate or what?
A lot of it's the political climate, and honestly, I never thought I would see this dollar value for our home, and so I'm worried that if I wait 6 months and something huge happens with the market, I would have a hard time dealing with that loss of what I guess could have been.
I see. FOMO. Okay.
Where do you want to move?
So we're exploring some other states, obviously, like the Texas, Tennessee, just kind of, we spent the summer kind of traveling to see, get a feel for those areas and see where we might be comfortable relocating.
I think if you're going to put your home on the market, you need to turn the heat up on the transfer thing to where you activate everything in sight and you're moving in 30 days.
Okay.
I think you're kind of exploring, tinkering with the idea, and I wouldn't put my home on the market while you're doing that. I think when you move from tinkering with the idea to, we're moving, let's get this transfer in gear, and let's start talking about it, and here's the city we're going to, and you need to make some decisions if you're going to put the house, a big enough decision to put the house on the market. Because I'm afraid that all of that might unravel, and then you're a renter. And all you did was maybe sell the house at the top of the market, but that's not a plan if you're going to stay there.
No, that's a good point.
Yeah, so I think what you began tinkering with last summer needs to become a thing. Like, we're really freaking doing this. And so we're going to put in our applications, and we are moving to X city or Y city, and we're going to, depending on which place we can land with these jobs, and we're going to go, and as soon as you start getting some feedback on that sounds positive from your jobs, then you put the house on the market.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you calling in. Open phones at 888-825-5225. I wonder what the census is going to show. I'm really truthfully curious. I'm not being sarcastic because it's bizarre.
Oh, that every third person that we meet here or that I know from Texas says that there's just this exodus east.
You cannot find a U-Haul truck in California.
Really?
To move out.
Wow.
There's not any.
Just heading out, huh?
The exodus out of that state is, and New York as well, has been, in New York City as well. It may take decades to repopulate.
Wow.
Some of the areas. The workforce is gone.
Wow.
And I don't know what the numbers are. I mean, anecdotally, we're seeing it everywhere.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's got to be in the millions.
It's unbelievable how every person I talk to. Where are you here from, California?
Got to be that when we do the Census Bureau that we're going to see that those two states have lost millions with an S.
Wow.
Of people.
So can I ask you this question? You've been in real estate for years. Does this happen every 5 to 10 years?
No,
not the exodus. I'm talking about her question about the value of my home. I can't imagine it could ever be worth this.
Well, California real estate has typically gone through a cyclical thing.
It goes up and bursts and goes up and bursts.
Every decade or so, it bursts.
Okay.
And for one reason or another. 08, obviously, a lot of places burst.
Right.
But it typically has done that.
Okay.
But over the scope of your life, it's been a good investment.
Okay.
But there's been some high points and some low points, and she may be right. She may be catching a high point here because of this exodus.
Right.
If everybody's selling and very few are buying,
ta-da! Right.
Hello, we're going to see prices go down. That's seventh grade economics.
Right.
Supply demand curve, we call it, right? And so when the supply is very high and the demand is very low, prices drop.
Right.
On anything. And we have not seen that in California yet. The prices have not weakened yet. So that's why I'm really kind of intellectually and emotionally curious what the actual numbers are.
Because it feels one way, right?
It feels like it's large millions of people.
Right.
But it's not been enough yet to affect the real estate market. Because the real estate market that I've seen has not been soft yet. Yep. Our ELPs are not telling, our California ELPs are not telling us California real estate's in trouble.
Wow.
But at some point,
right,
it'll have to be.
Right.
I don't know what the tipping point is. And it may be certain neighborhoods are affected more than others.
Right.
Where they've been particularly draconian on the lockdowns and stuff. And people just like, screw it, I'm out of here.
I got to go work, yeah.
I got to go to work. I got to go feed my family. I'm out of here. I'm going to freaking Nebraska, or something, and they're just bailing out. And but it is going to reshape the landscape and reshape the economy of the entire nation. The last time I remember something this big was the number of people that permanently left New Orleans. With Katrina.
Yep.
They thought they were leaving to get away from the storm, but they just never went back.
And I was living in Houston, and I remember.
Yep.
It changed the real estate.
Yep.
Market.
Houston absorbed it. We felt it all the way into Tennessee. But truthfully, the joke is, but it's not a joke. It really happened. There are Cajun restaurants all over America right now because of Katrina. And they really are.
Yeah.
They just never went home. They went to Minneapolis and opened a Cajun restaurant. Never went back.
Stayed, yep.
That's it. So that puts this hour of The Ramsey Show in the books. Thanks to James Childs, our producer, Kelly Daniel, our associate producer and phone screener. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. We'll be back before you know it. In the meantime, remember, there's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus.
This is James Childs, producer of The Ramsey Show. Did you know The Ramsey Show is one of the most popular podcasts in the world? Subscribe or follow today wherever you listen to podcasts.
Money isn't the only thing we talk about around here. Get life-changing advice on your career from my good friend and career expert, Ken Coleman, on The Ken Coleman Show.
According to a recent Gallup poll, nearly 70% of Americans are disengaged at work. If you dread going into work every Monday morning and you're just trying to make it to the weekend, The Ken Coleman Show is for you. Everyone has a sweet spot. Your sweet spot is at the intersection of your greatest talent and greatest passion. We will help you discover what it is you were born to do, and then we'll help you create a plan to make your dream job a reality. You matter, and you have what it takes. Join the conversation on The Ken Coleman Show.
Hear more from the Ramsey Network, including The Ken Coleman Show, wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hey, it's James, producer of The Dave Ramsey Show. This episode is over, but check the episode notes for links to products and services you've heard about during this episode. Thanks for listening.